Hey everybody, this is Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. We're the only movie review show to throw out the archaic rating system in favor of a more personal system, which is rating movies in terms of food. We don't do that for TV shows though, and so today, it's just me by the way, it's just Marco. Today we're doing Cobra Kai Season 2, Episode 3. Non-spoiler, so if you're looking for a big revelation of what happened, the details, you're going to get that in the season review. So this episode, this episode is a perfect example of why I love the show. It is extremely anti-new age. It's very nostalgic without kind of shoving it in your face. It uses nostalgia to like engross you in this environment where it's almost like nothing has changed. Everything, I mean, stuff has changed, but people haven't, and certain things haven't, and everything's always gonna be good from the 80s. And in this episode, you had a great comedy bit, and most of the episode is focused on advertising dojos. Again, last episode was a contrast in training. This episode is a contrast in advertising. And here you have Cobra Kai, and they're all flash and all, just baiting you into it without actually giving you any substance of anything. And then Miyagi-Do is a lot more simplistic and kind of promising that by the end of your journey you'll be a karate master, whatever. And so I liked this episode overall. It was very funny. It had a lot of great moments, and I think this episode is better than the last one. And I really hate saying that because, again, the last one was a good episode, but this was just better in terms of what it gave you and the balance of all the different stories that they're telling. I think that Hawk is continuing to become an evil character, but again, a lot of these characters aren't really evil themselves. They're evil because someone else evil influences them and kind of pushes them that way. We saw last season how Johnny grew up with a shitty dad, and it was a horrible home environment, and then he had an abusive karate master, and he turned out in a bad way, and I feel like the same thing is going to happen to Hawk. And Miyagi said there are no bad people, only bad teachers, and that's exactly the vibe I'm getting from Hawk. He's continuing a downward spiral. And in terms of other things, there was a little revelation about I'll just reveal a little revelation about Johnny's son. And I like how, this season, another thing it does well is that it brings up questions and little problems, and then it answers them in a very satisfying way. Whereas a lot of other things nowadays, they feel like the way to answer a question or a problem is to kind of outsmart you and be like, oh, you thought this was going to happen? Well, we're smarter than you, so we're going to subvert your expectations and do this little thing here. And whereas this show is just really all about sticking to what's true to the story, what's true to the characters. And I feel like the start of the season is actually going to be Robbie, which is a huge shock to me because last season I did not really care for his character. I thought he was just kind of meh, and all I cared about was Johnny and Miguel. And so I really like that they're turning the tables a little bit. So overall, I would give this episode an A minus. It had a great ending, but I felt really bad for what happened, and I can't wait to see how they answer this problem. And so I give it an A minus. And so far this season had 2 A episodes and 1 B plus. So that's a good track record to me. Anyways, goodbye everybody. I'll see you for the next episode.